Hello and welcome to the history of movie theaters for Los Angeles and Hollywood for 1970 to 1979. 1970. The Tom and Cat Adult Cinema in Hollywood opens on January 23. In February, the Avon Gay Adult Cinema opens on a membership policy in Hollywood. Laemmle Theaters opens the Monica Film Center in Santa Monica on February 18. On February 18, Cine Cienega as an art cinema that quickly became an gay adult cinema. The Eros Adult Cinema in Los Angeles opens at the site of the old Europa Theater on March 11. The Pussycat Theater in West Hollywood opens on March 13. The Drake Adult Cinema in Hollywood opens on March 26. The Fox National Theater opens in Westwood on March 27. In April, the Hollywood Center Adult Cinema opens. The Screening Room Adult Cinema opens on April 17. On May 8, the Screening Room Adult Cinema is renamed the Viewing Room. The Pussycat Theater in Santa Monica opens on June 12. The Cine Arts Adult Cinema in Hollywood opens on June 16. The Film Festival Adult Cinema in Hollywood opens on June 26. On June 26, the Academy Theater in Hollywood reopens as the Loews Holly Theater. The Projection Room Adult Cinema opens on July 2. The Brentwood Twin Cinema in Santa Monica opens on July 1. The Doheny Plaza Cinema in Beverly Hills opens on July 9. July 31, Adam and Eve Adult Cinema in Hollywood. August 28, 1610 Adult Theater in Hollywood. September 11, Las Palmas Gay Adult Cinema in Hollywood. Admission, $5. A crisp $5 bill had to be inserted into the metal revolving door to gain entry. October 23, 1970 Topper Theaters The Yale Male Adult Cinema in Santa Monica. November 13, Gallery and Quickie Male Adult Cinemas in West Hollywood. The seats had meters on, then charging 25 cents for 10 minutes. November 25, Center Theater in East Los Angeles reopens showing adult movies. The Cat Theater opened on December 31. These cinemas closed in 1970. (1971). The No Adult Cinema in Hollywood opens on January 1. On January 26, the Broadway Cinema in Santa Monica becomes the Loews on the Mall. The Cave Adult Cinema in Hollywood opens on February 5. The Banner Theater reopens as a male adult cinema on February 19. The Arrows Hills reopens as the Beverly Theater, showing adult movies on February 19th. The Xanadu Adult Theater in Hollywood opens on April 16th. The Star Theater in Hollywood opens on April 30th. The Marina Del Ray Theater is opened by Metropolitan Theaters on June 30th. On July 12, the Broadway Theater in Santa Monica becomes the cinema on the mall as General Cinema takes it over. The Bijou Theater in Hollywood August 4th. The Cine 3 Adult Cinema in Hollywood opens on October 11th. In December, the Aquarius Theater in Hollywood opens. The HK Studio Theater opens at the Old Studio One on December 8th. Olympic starts to show movies in Spanish. These cinemas closed in 1971. 1972. July 12, General Cinemas takes over Loews Theaters in Florida and the Southwest. On April 5, the Century Plaza Theater in Century City is opened by ABC Theaters. General Cinemas opens the AFCO Cinema 1, 2 and 3 in Westwood on May 24. On July 12, the Loews Theater in Hollywood becomes the Hollywood Cinema as General Cinemas takes it over. The UA Westwood 4 in Westwood is opened by United Artists Theaters on July 26. August 2, Beverly Cinema became the new Beverly Cinema. Adult movies. The Twilight Adult Theater in Hollywood. August 9th. The Bay Theater in Pacific Palisades opens its second screen on August 23. The Venture Storefront Adult Cinema in Santa Monica opens on October 23th. October 18th, Westland Theater is opened by Laemmle. Metropolitan Theaters starts to show Spanish movies at its Warrens Theater. The Venice Adult Cinema in Culver City adds a second screen. The United Artists Egyptian Theater in Hollywood added 2 more screens. The new Malibu Theater in Malibu opens. These cinemas closed in 1972. 1973. May, Ted Mann from Minneapolis buys out National General Cinemas in the USA to create Mann Theaters. Listings as Mann Theaters started on July 1, 1973. The Richards Adult Male Cinema in Hollywood opens on April 11th. On August 18th, the Gallery and Quickie Adult Theaters becomes the Gary Twin Adult Cinemas. On September 11th, United Artists sells the 4-Star Theater to the Mitchell Brothers and switches it to adult movies. The UA Marina Del Ray opens with 4 screens on October 17th. The Maxi Storefront Adult Cinema in Hollywood opens with Deep Throat, on November 16th. The Century Theater in Hollywood starts to show male adult movies on November 21st. These theaters closed in 1973. 1974. Sun Art Adult Cinema in West Los Angeles, September 26. November 8, X Adult Cinema in Hollywood. November 13, New View Theater in Hollywood starts to show adult movies. These cinemas also opened in 1974. These cinemas closed in 1974. 1975. On August 22, the Old News View Theater in Hollywood reopens as the Pussycat Adult Cinema. The Odeon Theater in Hollywood opens to show old movies on September 11th. November 77, Sunset Strip Adult Cinema in West Los Angeles. The Mann Triplex in Westwood opens on December 25th. The X Adult Cinema gets its second screen. The Drake Adult Cinema in Hollywood switched over to male programming. These cinemas closed in 1975. 1976. January 14th, Culver Theater reopens with 3 screens. November 21st, Metropolitan Westlake starts to show Spanish movies. December 8th, Fiesta Theater. Paris Theater on La Cienega. These cinemas closed in 1976. 1977. August 23, LA Times stopped accepting ads for adult movies and started a family movie guide. It had a major effect on the adult cinemas. There were 32 screens listed on the last ad that showed adult movies. Pussycat Theater spent $1 million on ads a year. On February 18, Mann Wilshire Theater reopens as a twin cinema. March 23, UA Marina Del Ray 4 reopens with 6 screens. March 26, Cinema on the Mall in Santa Monica becomes the Cine Latino.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away,
here they come.
Star Wars.
Coming in too fast!
An adventure unlike anything on your planet. It's an epic of heroes and villains and aliens from 1,000 worlds. Star Wars, rated PG.
June 24, the Hollywood Theater is renovated by Mann Theaters for Star Wars, which was moved over from the Chinese. On December 14, the Sterling Recreational Organization reopens the Crest in Westwood. The Pacific Wiltern Theater starts to show Spanish movies on December 29. Sunset Theater in Hollywood becomes the Pussycat Theater, 1508 N. Western. These cinemas closed in 1977. 1978. The Metropolitan Roxy Theater starts showing Spanish movies on January 29. On March 12, the Estudio One is opened by Metropolitan Theaters, showing Mexican movies. The new Beverly Cinema stops showing adult movies on May 5. The Pacific 1-2-3 in Hollywood opens at the Old Warner Theater on May 26. August 13, Metropolitan Palace starts to show Spanish films. October 11, University Village Theaters with 3 screens. The Park Theater stops showing adult movies. These theaters closed in 1978. 1979. The Man Chinese Theater adds 2 more screens on April 12. On June 4, Pacific Pix Theater in Hollywood starts to show Spanish-language movies. On November 25, the Continental in Hollywood starts showing movies in Spanish. The Park Theater at 710 S Alvarado reopens as a twin cinema. The 4-star theater switches to a Bollywood policy. These theaters closed in 1979. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe.